You are watching Psychic Witch Talk, hosted by Christine Rossi and Diana Rachel, shot at the Mystic Dream in Walnut Creek, California.
Lia actually is another tarot reader in the shop, as well as being a Reiki healer and psychic in general. And one of the things that comes up in tarot a lot is that there's a lot of different interpretations and approaches. Now, one of the, I wouldn't say controversial, but
I call it one of the scary cards.
yeah, one of the scary cards, probably the scariest in the tarot, is the Tower card. Now, Leah has a take on it that's a little different from most readers, since I think the popular opinion is you're screwed. Or you just missed being screwed. But hers actually has a more expansive, in-depth perspective. So why don't we hold this up? We're going to be using, what deck is this from?
That's the Shadowscape Tarot. It's my primary deck.
Yeah, this is the Shadowscape Tarot, so you can see that.
It's a beautiful deck. The Tower card is a really, really tough card when it comes up in a reading, but I've learned from experience that it's really important not to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, you still want to talk about it in the most optimistic way.
So when the Tower card comes up, what do you typically tell your clients about it?
I usually ask to tell them the story of the Tower if they're willing to hear it, because I really love storytelling, and it's one of my favorite things. So lightning flashed and thunder was roaring so loudly through the sky that it was shaking the floorboards of the tower, and people could feel the storm moving closer, and they could feel it in their bones, and they got really, really scared, and they were thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, we're in this really big tower and the storm's right near here, we're going to get struck by lightning. It's really bad. So everyone started evacuating, and some of the people were like, well, this tower's been here forever, I'm not moving, I'm not going anywhere, this tower's been here and I'm going to stay here, and I'm not going anywhere, it's not going to hit. But everyone else was like, no, we're in trouble, there's a storm. So everyone else went outside, and just as all the people who listened got out of the tower, lightning struck the tower, and parts of it were in flame and parts of it were destroyed, and everyone was going, oh my gosh, this is terrible, oh the humanity. And finally the storm passed, and everyone went back to collect the rubble and try to look for their loved ones and everything, because it's all very sad. But what they found was that termites had been eating away at the floorboards, and roots were breaking apart the stones. And they were thinking, oh my gosh, if there hadn't been this big, horrible storm, we would have all died in our sleep and no one would have seen it coming. So the tower is all about a building that isn't really stable. It's about something that needs to come crashing to the ground. And a lot of times the universe will make something come crashing to the ground because it's not stable. And it's about something terrible happening, because if it doesn't, something worse will.
Right. And so something that I found when the Tower card comes up is a lot of the times it will come up with, this will seem like it's out of the blue. I found that pulling a few cards on the Tower card whenever it comes up, or pulling a few cards of the Death card, will give a little more context about what's going on to take the guesswork out of it a little bit.
Absolutely, I found the same, and it's typically one of the ones that I'll pull some qualifier signifier cards for to try to figure out what's going on. Because you want to know what it's about, because I'm of the opinion that when you see this card, it's important to be prepared.
And it sounds like to understand it as a blessing, because you're being given a heads up. All right.
Yeah.
So that's the Tower card, and this is Lia Nicely, who is one of the readers at the Mystic Dream Psychic Guild. All right, thanks. We hope to see you.
Go online to book an appointment with Christine, Diana, or other members of the Mystic Dream Psychic Guild at themysticdream.com. Devin Hunter's book, Modern Witch's Book of Power, is now available at the Mystic Dream or at your favorite metaphysical retailer.